everybody. I'm Himon Bansal. So, Dash, I was thinking about writing this book for about 5 years and I never literally took one step. All of a sudden, Dasha texts me out of nowhere. Like, it was like around 8 years or so that we didn't talk. And she just texted me out of nowhere, like, hey, you trying to write a book? And I'm like, oh, yeah. And basically she got me that book out within what was it, 2 months, 3 months,
Yeah.
of starting that discussion with her. So the whole book's about my experience of trying to start my own company and all the mistakes I made when trying to start that company when I was in my younger 20s, and basically telling you what not to do when you try to start your own company. Don't do what I did, and then you can get successful by not making those mistakes, saving all that money. And yeah, so basically the process was uh, we just had phone calls, right? I was just literally talking to her about what I want in my book, and she just like transcribed that into book format. And also she had a ton of good ideas. So my original idea was just to have a kind of a basic book, write about what I did. But the biggest thing about my book that she added that I like had nothing to do with, she suggested it. She suggested that I have like a kind of like a conversation in the book with my younger self, which I think was a big game changer in my book, which I'm just so grateful that she suggested that. And yeah, it was just so easy. And I'm just so happy that I was able to, get it out there and just like be able to tell people about it and share my experiences. And mostly the reason I wanted to write a book, because I always had this kind of like like a kind of like a turmoil, like angst in my heart, in my soul, that like why couldn't I have ever gone anywhere? And it was kind of like closure, finally having some closure that yeah, I tried to start a company, could have gone somewhere, but I made a ton of mistakes, and finally I was able to like let that part of my past go and finally move forward. So yeah, thanks, Dasha.
Yeah. And do you mind if I ask you a few questions since you're here? Oh,
Sure.
drop fire emoji if you found this inspiring. Fire emojis, hot, hot, hot. We actually, I think we had our first draft done in like 5 phone call sessions that were recorded within 2 weeks, I believe.
Yeah, yeah. As soon as like we got the skeleton, the bones or whatever, that first like main draft, then it was just like yeah, I think we had like 95% done within the first month, and then after that it was just refining it, taking it from like a rough diamond to a cut diamond.
Yay. And do you remember how sometimes like I asked you questions that you were like, huh? That like took you a little bit deeper to like why, like becoming more
Yeah,
authentic, right? Like, oh, I didn't think that wow, this is really,
yeah,
really running the
definitely.
show.
So yeah, like the most one of the most important things was the kind of reflection questions that you asked me, and dug deeper into it, um, like really going to my childhood, like really I like bringing up things that I didn't even think I could remember from when I was like 7 8 years old, like that spelling bee. Like you asked some sort of question to me, I don't even remember the real question, like what was something that you were embarrassed by or something that you felt like you failed. And all of a sudden I thought about third grade. First time I thought about that in 2 decades, that I literally was like one letter off from a spelling bee that got me into second place instead of first place. Um, and yeah, it was just those type of like reflection questions that we added into the book too, that just dug deeper, and yeah, just I wouldn't have been able to think of those without her kind of pushing that onto me. So I was really thankful about that too.
Give him a hand, give him a hand. It's so cool. And the thing is, like, as he was having a conversation with his old self, like part of you was probably like healing, like, oh, it's cool, dude. Like you did your best. Wow. Like Like that's like, now you understand why you wanted to go out and have like this crazy lavish lifestyle and to try to prove things to people. But also like you became more authentic, and I think you got into a relationship that served you after that. So there's a lot of things that happen like as you're more joyous and more who you are as the result of the process, right?
Yeah, I think a lot of it's also about like trying to be your own best friend. I think a lot of us we're really tough on ourselves. We kind of like beat ourselves up a lot, and like imagine if one of your friends.
Hello, hello, hello. Hello, everybody. Dee Dee, you're in the house. Hello. It's so good to see you. Oh my goodness, Dr. Nirvana, Julie, Carrie. Welcome, welcome, Katrina. Awesome. Yay, I'm so happy to have you all here today for our Story to Millions. We are so excited. You've probably seen on social media, be talking a lot about this. We are so excited because Dasha and I serendipitously connected a couple weeks ago. She is from Fort Lauderdale, which is like my magic place that I love to go. And we have just been nonstop talking like ever since. So if we do not know each other, I am Dr. Jessica Emery, a former dentist by degree and a business and brand mentor now in the online space, speaker, all of the things, podcaster, etc. And when I met Dasha, it was literally I just this magical experience. So Dasha is so much. I mean, I would say magic is a good word for her. She is a book, a genius or genie rather, a book channeler. And she also is an absolute expert when it comes to human design and gene keys, like literally just like downloads everything. So when I met her, I've been actually studying human design and gene keys for some time. And so when I met her, I have also always had a book on my timeline. And after a couple of days of talking to her, she said, "Hey, what are you doing tonight at 5:30?" And I was like, nothing. She's like, "We're on Zoom. Let's go." And of course, logic, Dr. Mind me said, I don't have a plan. I don't know, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. And she's like, "But I do." And we met. And by the time we got off of the call, she had freaking all the chapters dialed in with content for my book that I've literally been waiting years. Like I actually kept pushing it off years because it was just so consuming to even think about. So I love her, like have completely fallen head over heels in love with her as a human being. She is absolutely magical. And I'm so excited to be partnering with her for this because, like I said, her zone of genius is so much. She has been, if you just saw the opening, channeling books for some time. This is her zone of genius. She makes it easy. She makes it fast. And, she's been paid a crazy amount, 50K, 100K for her packages. Literally, like it's almost like she can touch base and connect with your higher self. I don't know. She'll be able to explain it because I don't even know what happened to me when I was with her, but it was absolutely so magical. And human design, everybody too, is so much fun in learning more about who you are. Having been in business for so many years, I still have businesses, but like a doctor, my dental practice, for example, we did DISC profiles and, Myers-Briggs and Enneagram and all of those things. There is nothing like human design. And she'll explain what it all encompasses because even though I've been studying it in masterminds, it's still like far above my head. So thank you for those of you that are popping on. If you can mute your sound, that would be amazing. If you can show your faces, we would be so excited. I don't even care if you're like making lunch, but it would really just raise the energy. It'd be so amazing to interact and see your beautiful faces. Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. I love it. She'll love it too. And if you have any questions, please, I'm going to be watching the chat, and Anthony, her hubs, and our DJ up here, he's going to be also watching the chat. So we'll make sure that we take your questions down. And then we've reserved time at the end so that she can go deep with you specifically on any questions you have on your human design or book channeling. anything that you have. And certainly I'm here as well to answer any questions. Like I said, we just kind of make this dynamic duo, if you will. And that's why we're partnering for the business and brand. I've built 8 figures to date in my businesses and companies. And like I said, she's doing her incredible work too. So with that, I'm going to hand it over to Anthony to play a song called Unleash Your Story that she actually channeled. And that means that literally she got a download and it came like right through her and she recorded it. Magic.
Yeah, she did this all in one take out in a studio in Los Angeles. They brought the beat on and she was like, I don't have anything prepared. I don't know what to do. And she just got on the headset and recorded this song in one take. And it's my favorite song by hers. And, everybody just move some energy around before we start the class, jam out to the song, and Dasha's going to come out. So here we go.
Yeah, let's welcome her. Drop some fire emojis, Dasha. Woo!
Oh, wait, hold on.
Unleash your story, unleash your story. This is your glory and the difference that you make. Unleash your story, have the courage. Be yourself, show up fully, it's your fate. Unleash your story, it's your glory. Show up fully and just wait. Your soul, family, and tribe around the world are gonna come. You are gonna spark the fire and ignite that fire up. Unleash your story, it's your glory. Unleash your story, it is your glory. You are the change you wanna see in the world.
Everyone.
And
Welcome,
we are
Dasha.
here to help you.
Thank you for being
We are
here.
here to help you. Unleash your story.
Okay,
You
that's
are
good,
the
baby. That's
glory.
good. Thank you.
Unleash.
That's good. That's good. Thank you all so much.
Awesome.
I really wanted it to feel like we're like in a live event. So like, let's like for a second, like shake it off, like get up wherever you're at, like pretend that you're like at a, I don't know who you love, Tony Robbins,
Tony
Abraham
Robbins.
Hicks, like, like the energy, like if you just like kind of shake everything off and like be fully present. Everybody can hear me? Yeah.
Yes, we've got people here from everywhere, from North Carolina, Chicago, Austin, Chicago, Naples, Florida, Aubrey, Texas.
Oh my God, I am
Awesome.
so excited. I'm
So
excited to like open your mind or maybe reaffirm and just want to tell you guys how incredible it is that Dr. Jessica is in the house because she is built over 5 different brands from her soul's truth and calling and a goddess in the house. So it is an honor to partner with you. So welcome everybody. Welcome, welcome. Who here is excited about the idea of sharing their story? Raise your hand, like sharing your story, because there's something about your story that could change people's lives. Anybody?
And you can just drop a me in the chat. You can say me, 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 me. Actually, the chat should be rolling with me's right now because everybody has a story. Everybody here, right?
Yeah.
Give me some me's. Yes, 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 yes. Here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go. We're rolling.
let's act all of this out, because the more energy we're bringing to this, like we can shift and change our whole life in the snap of a finger, right?
Yep.
Cool story. Who here has heard about human design, Jinkies? Cool. Beginner human design, Jinkies? Raise your hand.
Just drop it in the chat. Yeah, beginner.
Or drop it in the chat. Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Intermediate, anybody?
Has anyone never heard of them? Yeah, just drop it in the chat.
What's up? Thank you. Advanced. Anybody who's advanced? No,
Not even me.
cool.
And I've been studying it forever, and I'm not even.
Okay, awesome. Okay, anybody raise your hand if you had the idea to write your own book. Okay, wait, how many people we got? Wait, raise your hands. I want to see who here had that idea. Okay. Raise your hand if it seems like it's like an overwhelming thing, that it seems that it's hard work and you just don't know what to do about it. Awesome. Who would be excited if I showed you easy ways to do it today without even writing? If I showed you ways to implement and understand yourself better when it comes to human design, so you can live an easier life. Anybody here is for easier life? Yeah, what's up? Yeah, so that's the coolest thing about human design and Gene Keys, that when you understand yourself, and I'll break it down today, it's much easier to learn how to use your energy the right way and allowing for other people to use their energy the right way. Cool?
Energy is everything.
Energy is everything.
Energy is everything.
Superpower. So everybody, do you have a glass of water? Do you have a like pen, paper, everything that you need? Because you're going to want to stay tuned for the whole time. This is a live transmission. Everybody ready? Everybody's got everything they need? Everybody ready to play? Like for real, like cool. Anybody did the dream work? If you had a chance to, anybody create a blueprint? No, not yet.
I don't know if we have the blueprint in the Facebook group, but we will be dropping the blueprint in the Facebook group.
It's in there. It's in there.
It is in there. Okay, perfect. Maybe you guys didn't see it yet, but it is in the Facebook group. If you want to grab it and print it, you can.
So let's get this party started.
Maybe Anthony, do you happen to have it to drop it in the chat? I could try to find it.
It's inside the group. So
okay,
you can grab it from the Facebook group, babe.
Perfect.
And there's also a video on how to do it, but let me know if you'll see my screen.
Yep.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can see it.
Wait, is it enough? Full view? Everybody sees the screen? Is it cool? Like, can you see everything?
Yep, it looks fantastic.
Yeah, good job. Good job. Okay, story to millions. How do we transform our stories so we can become magnetic? And if you guys have questions, just a reminder, write them down. And when we have intermissions, and takeaways, we are going to address all of them. And like I said, Dr. Jessica and I have teamed up to give you an incredible BBB opportunity, books, branding, and business, which we will tell you about toward the end. So the reason why this is really important to me is because in 2014, my mom has passed away from cancer. And right before she left, I asked her a question: why did you have to ruin my life? And I couldn't believe I said that. But the truth is, what came next changed my the trajectory of my life for the rest of my life. She said my brothers abused me when I was little. So I don't think she was even aware that was what was holding her back. She wasn't aware how to unleash her truth, to unleash her story. And after she passed, my dad said she wanted to be a nun. So I want to give voice to my mom. And not only give her the voice, also understanding that I've been passed along the torch of what she was preaching, who she was, to share her story with my story. And this is why it's important to me to share stories, because I believe our voice is freedom and our stories change the world. So fast forward 7 years, 15-hour days, I wrote my first book. It was a long process, but it's how I understood purpose and passion. And then things started to be difficult because I didn't know how to sell the book. And I got into a process called human design to understand that I have been pushing, and not using my energy the right way, AKA not in my highest self. And this is when I learned about human design about 5 years ago, and everything started to transform when I started to live by design and run this experiment. So today I'm going to show you how to transform also. If you've ever experienced burnt out, like I used to, if you've ever experienced not having clear, aligned vision toward the next phase of your life, I'm going to share with you today how to create that. Is that cool? Exciting for everyone?
Yes.
So whether you are aware or not, the right book can absolutely change your life and business. Whether it's personal or for business reasons, it can ignite your soul on fire like it did for me. Transform my entire life from the angry girl I used to be, blaming outside circumstances, my mom, the way that I grew up, into the powerhouse with an incredible relationship, incredible business, and clients that I'm absolutely obsessed with. It can make you an authority. It can help you get to the point. It can give you credibility. It can help you get on stages. It can help you create impact and influence, and as a byproduct, make more money. Because the bigger influence that we make, the more money we make, right? And it can help you attract, most importantly, your dream team and your dream clients, as it helps you get to the point to be able to communicate your point clearly, right? So you guys see how this can help you, this whole book process, to not only 10x, but 100x your influence and income. Yeah. So a lot of leaders miss different steps before they start writing, which leads to people writing the wrong book or not starting at all. So today I want to share with you guys how to write the right book based on where you are right now. And you don't even have to publish it, but you will have clarity on your process system and be able to step into the world and eloquently convey who you authentically are and what you're enrolling people into. So as I mentioned, I'm here to give my mom a voice, and now I have 8 books. I am channeling music in one take. I've received channeling abilities 3 years into the writing, and this is what I want to bring to the world because it lights my soul on fire. So I hope you guys can feel this passion in my voice right now, that this is my soul, and I want to deliver to you the ability to catch this fire today, to ignite your soul also, so you continue the momentum.
Drop a fire emoji for that. Catch the fire, light the spark. Fire emojis. Yes, yes, yes.
So 10 years of experience, 8 published books. I've done a lot of things wrong, right? And I thought my first book had to be the only book. So it kept sucking me back into it, which is what I'm going to help those who decide they want to play bigger, faster, right? The book is a process to becoming your best self. It is a process to give you clarity and help you understand reality, aka magic. So you can really experience magic by shifting so fast. So as I was writing, now I have 8 books published. Oh, before I wrote, I actually come from corporate America. I used to do high-tech sales, and everything changed when I hit rock bottom with my mom passing. And then the 8 books did transform my life, but I still couldn't figure out how to make money until I got introduced to human design, Gene Keys, until I picked up the right book by Aileen Wilder on a chair that said that I had a highly valuable skill in helping people with books, and I can have people invest $25,000 each to just help them write books. And I was like, whoa, okay, I'll adopt that belief. I've hired the coach, and boom, it worked like magic. It was quantum. For years, I couldn't figure out how to monetize my soul's truth, what I had written, until I picked up the right book and hired the right coach, and then created a system, a blueprint. So after 10 years of struggle, I've created this system so you can understand how to also combine being an entrepreneur, an artist, and a manager for ultimate freedom. So you can learn how to position yourself before you even market and do sales, because positioning is a superpower. And this is what today is about the blueprint and the book that's going to help you understand your superpower by design. So when you have a system, you have a pathway, right? And then others begin to recognize you as an authority because you can communicate clearly to what the end result that you are helping them achieve. Yes, so as a result of this system, I've had hundreds of students, written books. I have students that went after doing human design and the visioning clarity process to getting $2 million in investment for soul aligned business truth. My girl Sama, 300K. Another girl got a $2.5 million property within 2.5 years. And then obviously the books have been written. And I truly believe that if you write a book, you are living life multiple times. It's like you're living a reality that's multi-dimensional. And the fastest I've helped somebody channel a book is 45 minutes, Megan. Mm-hmm. So I had a problem, right? I understood that the book process was incredible, but then I didn't know how to monetize it. So then human design stepped in. And this is why I created this blueprint. It's a one-stop shop to help you understand yourself, how to create a clear vision by design, and then how to channel your book with this blueprint and understand that business is just the path to awakening, you becoming your best self so you can project that and attract your soul tribe. So this is the system, the Story2Millions blueprint. It's a system that has lit my soul on fire. And this is what I am so excited to do with Jessica for all of you. Is in one page and literally one session together, you could see this same type of blueprint done for you. So for me, it was all about visioning, how I created a vision board. Everything is channeled. Everything that I've ever created is channeled. Everything begins with a vision because vision is a roadmap. But a lot of people don't understand their why. So then they don't have a clear enough vision that keeps them going. So we go through a 7-layer process that I actually learned from Dean Graziosi to understand the why and then create that vision with all the different parts, right? And then the blueprint creation comes after the vision. And if you want to write a book, then like in the middle of the vision board, you literally stand there with a book and then we create a mock-up for you. Whether you are on the stage or a retreat place, wherever you feel, wherever you can allow your imagination to go, that you're unveiling your book. So then the blueprint creation, a step just like this, step-by-step process. The book channeling, which is I just pull literally questions from your blueprint. I know it sounds very metaphysical. It is. I just pull literally the blueprint we create together about the 5 most pivotal steps that you have taken in your life to be able to be who you are, to be able to communicate the transformation somebody would go through as a result of working with you. Because through your life, you face adversity, problems, right? And this is the reason you found the solutions and stepped outside of your comfort zone. Right? Whether it is traveling by yourself or journaling or meditating or doing retreats, all these are different solutions that you have discovered that when you put this in and you help somebody else, quantum leap, meaning you can communicate the solutions you have discovered to the problems, you can help somebody transform who they are, their identity. So we're packaging your wisdom, right? We're taking all of the wisdom that you have, and sometimes it's scattered, and we're putting it into one system, right? A system that helps somebody step into a new identity, like the powerful, profitable, passionate leader. That would be the title for a book or system. Everything that you want to become is what you're helping somebody else become. And what do all these people that we've studied and learned from, Alex Hormozy, Landmark Forum, Carolyn Miss, what do they all have in common? They all embody a certain identity, they have a system, and they have books. So before I move on, I just want to get a temp check. How is everybody doing? Good? Is this good so far? Like, if you have, is it good? Is it good? I just want to make sure that, like, cool. Okay. If you have questions, will you please like drop them down? Unless somebody really has a burning one right now. Does anybody have a burning one right now, or are we good? Keep going.
Mm,
We're good?
yeah, you keep going. Good.
All right, love that. Oh my God, awesome. Now let me get back on. Sweet.
Well, there is a question.
Yep.
Is this for showing us how to write a book ourselves or for you to write a book for them? That's a good
I love
question.
that. That's a
Yeah.
great question. Can you see me, by the
Mhm.
way, on the screen?
Yes. Yep. Everyone can see you.
This is about allowing for the book to write itself. So the way that it works is when there is a book on your heart, we are the conduits for it to come through. So in our first session together, we tune in deeply into a meditative state to see when the book wants to come out, how many sessions we need to have. And literally after creating the blueprint together, I ask you questions and pull it out of you. And we record the sessions and then transcribe it and then edit it and then format it and then boom, put it on Amazon KDP.
And that's if you were to do it. But Katrina, yes, she also is showing you the blueprint that she just showed you. And we're going to give you that blueprint so that you can and could do it yourself.
Right.
It just takes a lot longer. Like I've been, right, like attempted to write a book, reached out to several publishers for so many years. And then I met her and she's like, 5:30, get on. She's like, oh, and by the way, go out and take a book and go take a picture. And I'm like, oh, we are moving. We're already in it. You know, and now it's like all happening and it's going to be ready. Like that's mind bending to me. So, but I've always been one to pay for speed because I'm all about quantum leaps. But absolutely you can do it on your own as well. She's just magic. Genius sauce. I don't know.
And then the cool thing is in our first session together, you actually tell me like if you want to keep transforming by writing by yourself, like what spirit wants, what happens is it comes through you, or if you need support and how many sessions, because a book can be a transformational tool. It can be a lead generation tool because it helps you get to the point to transfer a message, to deliver a message, right? With clarity, or it could be a combination of both. So you could either write it yourself. After the blueprint, you will have a clear idea on how to do that. And inside of one of my courses, Write Your Book Without Writing, I also describe the process. Like I want to give you guys everything to succeed. And your inner being knows like if you need somebody else to hold you accountable. Because some people, I love it. Like some people are go-getters. Great. I'll give you everything. You can do this on your own. Some people need some accountability, right? And some
I'm
people
a go-getter, but
want
I'd be in my
100%
head.
accountability and have it
Yeah.
fast. So there's
Yeah.
three ways of doing it,
Mhm.
3 different paths. And this is what we discover when we have a conversation, or maybe today. Did that answer your question?
Katrina, you good? Ooh, where are you? Where are you?
Cool. Keep going.
Perfect. Yep. Yes,
Rock
please.
and roll. Cool. Is my screen sharing still here? Cool.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, human design jinkies. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
And we do have some, Dash, in the chat that are completely new to it.
Okay.
Never heard of it.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Okay, so I guess before I share this information,
Mhm.
for the newbies, how amazing would it be to, based on your birth, because human design jinkies, it puts information into charts that are based on your birth, and I'll break down exactly what sciences it takes together. It translates like how to use your energy the right way, right? What your authority is, if you are here to wait for an invitation, if you are here to respond, or if you are here to initiate. Because I know sometimes we're initiating, right? And we're trying and we're trying and trying, and for some reason things don't work out. Oh, because we ain't using our energy the right way. And I'll share the studies that are there. It's like I Ching, over 5,000-year-old studies, okay? So it's so much bigger than us. Planets, right, shifting every single day. And based on the shift, you can look and see what is inside of yourself that's being activated. So like sometimes people are like, oh my God, I was so go for 3 days and now I'm crash. Yes, because you were activated. So part of you was on, part of who you authentically are by birth and 9 months before in these 3 days, in these 5 days. So then there's nothing wrong with you. Do you guys like get this? Like how cool this is when you can like see like what level access energy you have based every single day, like what's happening with the planets, the position of the sun. And then the cool thing is like branding is the position of the sun based on your birth. It's not this thing outside of yourself. It's like you like becoming and owning your own truth and then being able to communicate it. And I'll talk about how to do that, because we communicate once we understand who we authentically are. We can communicate our truth to attract the people that need the truth. So it's like beyond story, it's soul level.
And we can talk about us too. Like when we met, it was instant, right? You know, you find it like a soulmate, right? Like your people, instant. And I've said, my gosh, in human design, we must complement each other. Like we must complete a channel. And I know this might be foreign language to some, but so she ran our charts and like overlapped them, which was like the coolest thing ever. And it's just such an amazing gift and tool to have in our pocket. So for those of you that are new, just like bear with it, because I remember when I started this process as well, and it was so over my head, but Dash makes it so much easier.
It's fun. Yeah. When you're working with somebody who's been obsessed about something, like it's easier, right? Like it makes it more fun, right? Like, don't you guys agree? Like it's like quantum leaping. It's a shortcut to success.
Yes,
because if somebody mastered something, like we don't have anything here to prove to anyone here. Like we don't need to become the master. We all just gotta start and learn to be ourselves and just play our strength, as opposed to trying to learn everything, because our strength is what's going to attract our soul tribe, our dream clients, not us learning and doing all the things.
You know it. And Abby said, I'm all about it. Abby, where are you? I didn't see you. I didn't see you on the.
So
yes.
The trifecta is unlocking your life's experiences, which is your story, but beyond a story, it's the pivotal moment in your life, like we talked about, that have caused you to really shift, right? Maybe you hit rock bottom. Maybe you were let go from a job. Maybe you can no longer go to that job anymore because it feels like it's sucking your life. Maybe you're going through a divorce. Like maybe you don't have a good relationship with your kids or somebody that you don't know. Like you have pivotal moments that at one point seemed that they were the worst thing that ever happened to you, and then you saw them as a blessing, right? And that's the whole point of the blueprint of your book, of your story, of your life experiences. We package it in a way that's easy and fun to communicate to the people who are meant to be part of our soul tribe, right? Part of our empire. So then Gene Keys, human design. So human design helps you understand how to move through time space, what planetary activations, how to make decisions, how you see yourself and how others see you. Oh, here. It put together astrology, the Kabbalah tree of life, the chakras, the I Ching, which is a 5,000-year-old study, right, from China, biochemistry, quantum mechanics, to help you understand your personality, how you personally need to make decisions, your strategy. So the custom way that you respond to the life that comes your way. What are the major themes in your life? What gates you have activated? As I mentioned, like the planets keep moving, shifting, right? What activations you have at what dates, what channels you have, and where you are open to conditioning from the outside world. Because sometimes if we experience too much stress or pressure, we have been conditioned, right, by our parents or society or culture to operate a certain way. And I show you what you are authentically based on your specific time of birth. So that way you can see where you are open. And I'll explain this a little bit later, and see where you have been conditioned, influence from the outside world, and start removing more of these layers faster, right? To
not be all the things that society, your parents have wanted you to be, but just be yourself. Because isn't it amazing when you're just like, when things are just effortless because you are in your zone of genius? So this is how we're going to unlock your genius, through the human design, through the gene keys. You are also going to understand your relationships, who is emotional in a relationship, if you're emotional or not, and how to manage that, and how to communicate emotions to the outside world. How to unlock your prosperity, as I mentioned, by being yourself, the position of the sun, what your biggest gifts are. And gifts are activations, right? What makes you uniquely you. So then you'll have really fast breakthroughs, because this is never going to change about you. Okay, so this is a holistic approach to understanding who you are. And some of the testimonials I've had from people much older and wiser than I am, they said this was the greatest realization and understanding of themselves they've ever heard in their lives. Cool stuff, right?
Love it.
So then when we get together, I'm going to show you your graph. So it translates into a body graph, and there's 9 chakras as opposed to the 7. And the body graph is who you are, just like chakras are in our body. And certain areas are going to be colored in. This is who you authentically are, the areas that are activated parts of your body. And certain areas are going to be not colored in, right? So the colored in sections is who you authentically are. It's never going to change. So when we're talking about a business, a book, clarity, you can see key themes that make you you based on your body graph, your activation at the point of your birth. Do you guys see how like understanding this like could really transform your life, your business?
Maybe take a screenshot of this, because we dropped the free link to find out what your design is in the Facebook group. So if you take a screenshot of this, you can go back and see, kind of do an overlay.
Yeah. So when we're talking about business and offers, like the themes for your offers, right, are first the ones where you are defined, where you are colored in. So when you go through that free resource and you pull up your body graph, this chart of who you authentically are, you'll see what is colored in, and then you'll be like, oh, so I can say I can help people with brand. I can say I can help people with purpose. I can say I can help people with self-love because I have this colored in, defined. Oh, I can say I can help people with messaging or marketing. I can help people with emotional intelligence. Cool. So first we market to who we are, because we want people that need our definition, who we are, to be attracted to us. Because you complete me is a real thing. It's a real thing when it comes to quantum. So this helps you understand quantum. People say quantum, like shifts. This helps you understand on a quantum level who you are. And then when you put people together with you, you can see what access energy, what access of information you have as a result of working or collaborating or with your family members. Is this useful? Like, is that cool? So then when you're looking at your graph and certain areas are not colored in, that means that's not who you are. That's not yourself. So this is how we go through the process of removing the layers of who we're not. So if you're, for example, the top Hajna is not colored in, and you may get distracted by inspiration and overwhelmed by questions and mental pressure. That means that's not you. Or the one lower, you try to prove certain rigid ideas. But if you're not defined in this idea area, that means it's not your, like, there's nothing for you to prove. So if you're trying to prove ideas, but you don't have this defined and not colored in, that's not who you are. Okay, and going down to the throat, you're trying to get attention, speaking obnoxiously. And then going down lower, obsessed with finding love. Yes, some people don't have that center defined. And this is why sometimes when you look at the charts, It's like, whoa, this is why this person always wants to be around somebody who has that definition, because people feel love very differently. And some people have it defined, so they constantly feel love no matter where they go, always the same. But people that don't have it defined may become obsessed with finding love and wanting to be in a relationship. Do you guys like see how amazing this is? Understanding this information?
Drop a heart in the chat. Love.
And you guys can look at this later for sure. And then not self in the areas where you are defined, you could experience like from the top down, like you're experiencing too much pressure, like we're in creating anxiety for yourself or fight, flight, negative thought patterns. That's not who you are. Okay, if that's colored in. And as you go down, you'll be able to see this presentation, or if you're taking screenshot, when you pull up your design, this is how you start deconditioning who you are and removing, right? Because if you have, for example, to the left down, if you have this area left down defined, which is your intuition, your spleen, but you ignore your intuition, that means it's not who you are. And then if you go to the right, this is your emotional center, the triangle on the right. You have to make decisions by sleeping on things. If you're defined by your emotions, which is 50% of the population, you have to say, hey, I need to sleep on this until the roller coaster of emotions has finished riding its toll. 50% of the population are run by emotions, 50% are not. And it's amazing once you can understand like who is run by what, because people that are not run by their emotions, like me, feel the emotions of people who are run by their emotions amplified in their bodies. Is that useful? Like, can you guys see like how like pulling this up and understanding yourself is useful? And then in your true self, same thing, like you're looking at it from the top down. When you are taking inspiration from many different places, when that area is not colored in, you're taking inspiration, right? You're not becoming rigid. You're open-minded, right? You know who you are and you speak and act and you manifest over time. So if the throat is not colored in, this is the third one down, that means that you don't have to speak your life to create, to manifest. People that have that colored in need to speak what they want to make it real. Cool. And then in the true self, if these areas are colored in and you have healthy mental pressure for inspiration, you're consistent in a way you process information and ideas, you're consistent in a way that you speak, you have this fixed identity, direction, right? Always feeling love, you have consistent willpower. This is who you authentically are. True self. And then Gene Keys, and then we'll do a temp check. So Gene Keys is more of an inner journey because we have an inner outer experience in life. And I make this so fun to understand when we do this together is one, the brand, right? The position of the sun based on your birth is how you shine your light with your sun. That's branding. Then two is how you ground your experiences on earth. And all of these obviously have numbers next to them, which I decipher for you like a treasure map of yourself.
So fun.
So then three is how you radiate health through your body and your aura. Four is your dharma, your soul's purpose. Five is how you become magnetic and play out your karma. That's the position of Venus. Six is your mental health, meaning what happened to you between the ages of 15 and 21, because we go in 7-year cycle. This is mental, right? We have three bodies: physical, emotional, mental. So then we're going backwards through time when we are understanding ourselves through the mental body first, then the emotional body, which is the 8 to 15, which is number 7, and then number 8, which is the love point. This is the physical body. This is why when you go physically transform, get a massage, shake it up, dance, you're physically transforming yourself at the core. And then 9, your greatest gift, talent you share with the world. 10, the role and energy and how you need to cooperate with your community, because certain people are meant to do solo, certain people are partnership, certain people are 3, network, and certain people have a system. So I have a system that I've created, as you can tell, and I'm also a projector. And then 11, the pearl, total abundance through service. This is how you experience instantaneous healing, miracles, money, because you are authentically you. So your brand is a stamp of legacy that you leave on the world. So let's do it. Oh, after this one temp check. So I put this all together, and I learned this actually. I don't remember what her name was, but how to put all of these things together and communicate it in such a way that you understand your leadership and how to step into your leadership. For example, mine is passion, and the genius, right? My genius in leadership is the passionate. The cue that I'm in alignment is I'm passionate about what I'm doing. The cue that I'm not in alignment is I'm denying myself my passions. And the approach is I need to be known for my originality. You see, and if you go left, Venus is client attraction. The same thing. My genius is accepting people. My archetype superpower is embracing people with physical touch. And people are drawn to my heart. Pluto position is rebirth. The moon position is how we tune into the flow. And these are all areas that you're going to receive when we work together, and you're going to see this about yourself. All the areas of your genius. Like people say that there's one area of genius. No, there's a lot. So there's leadership genius. There is attraction genius. There's rebirth genius, purpose genius, your branding genius, how you initiate, position of Mars, genius, your capacity to receive, position of Earth, genius, the impression you leave on people, genius, the expression you're meant to deliver, the Mercury position, which is how you're meant to market and communicate based on your planetary alignments. So we have I know this might be too much for some of you, but we have an inward outward experience of life. Like raise your hand, like if that's like resonates, because you understand that like inside you've got to go on a journey of balance, sustaining who you are, a journey of transformation to change who you are, right? And then an outward journey which is being visible, creating an impact, right? Growth and abundance. So this translates which parts of yourself are you going on an outward journey, and which parts of yourself you're going on an inward journey. And this is all based on your genius and how to approach it. And it helps you understand what quantum means and what quantum embodiment means, and how to know if you're in alignment or out of alignment with who you authentically are. Woo! Temp check. Woo! How is that for everybody?
That just symbolized your genius all coming together on one big map.
And then it's one of my books. It may get rebranded, but I have 8 books, you guys, and I called it Human Design and Jinkies for Dummies.
Unreal.
And it's like how to live your destiny and unlock your true prosperity and quantum leap so you can be your genius.
So good.
Because business is just collaboration, cooperation, and co-creation.
Mm-hmm.
For the elevation of this entire nation.
Money is energy. So when you're high vibe, the frequency to attract, always and forever flowing.
Yeah. Let's do takeaways. What's up? Because this is almost an hour. Takeaways, downloads, questions. Get a sip of water. I'm really proud of everybody who's walking. I'm standing. Yeah.
I know.
Keep moving.
So good. Any questions out there? For those of you behind the screen, if you want to turn it on, like we'd love to feel your energy and see your eyeballs.
Yeah, what's up?
So much goodness in that.
No question. Is this too much? Like
Abby back there.
Terry,
Yay. Thank you, Molly.
Mahala, Jennifer.
Yes.
Hi, Wally. What's up?
I wanted to see Elevated on Purpose. I know I saw your comments. It's amazing. Jennifer, yay.
Oh, look
I
at
love
this.
it.
Oh, here you go.
So fun. This is when it just, you feel it. You feel it.
Yeah. So what kind of takeaways you guys have? Like, who's got a takeaway? Maybe an aha moment, maybe like holy shit, or maybe oh my God, this is too much. This is over my head. Like, what you got?
I will say that this is all new to me, so I'm taking it all in. I didn't know what to expect with this, but I love the way that it sounds. These are new concepts for me. So, I'm a doctor of pharmacy and really didn't know much about the gene keys at all, which is quite ridiculous. Now that I'm learning. But yeah, it's a lot to take in because it's just new information, but I'm loving everything that you're saying. So
Thank you. Thank you.
I feel very out of alignment. So I feel like I need pulling into alignment is probably what I need for myself in many ways.
And Jen, so many of us. And this has helped me identify when I'm out of alignment. I know to snap it right back in because I'm aware of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. And that's why it's so good. And for business and business creation and brand, wait until you tap in. It's so good.
So exciting.
Well, the thing is, like, you have zones of genius that we like when we start talking and have the conversation that will like just start coming out because it's an in and out experience of life. Human design, like, we live on a personality level thinking that's who we are, but really we are destined. We are a destiny that wants to come through us, like a seed, like a seed that sprouts from the ground when you start operating and like removing the conditions and running an experiment. Okay, you know what, like an experiment of being yourself by design to see what gifts want to come through, because you can see the gifts but maybe you don't feel the gifts. You can see them on the chart, so then it starts to come through. Like, let's say you're a splenic projector like me and you're making decisions from a splenic point of view, which is like a little tiny voice that says inside, go this way, Dasha. Learning to trust that voice, and then like, whoa, the opportunities are opening up. Like say, like, go on a run right now. Go. Okay, go talk to this person right now. Go. Like, if you learn to trust like the part of yourself that's who you authentically are, it's like a freaking seed that then grows into a flower or fruit and then blossoms like a tree.
Yes.
You know?
Would
Thank
you
for-
say
thank
when
you for
you
being
have like,
open.
sorry, I was just going to ask, like, would you say that if you have open centers, there's more layers to shed? Is that, I was trying to.
Oh, no, that doesn't mean that. It just means that you are more open to getting conditioned by the world.
By others. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
But
By
then you
other
have to
energies.
uncover those.
Right. So when I show this to you, then you're like, okay, Dasha, we're going to run an experiment being me. And then I'm like, okay, what accountability do you need? So this whole idea is learning how to remove the conditions, but also like be accountable for experiencing life in a different way. You know? People transform like it at a different pace. So you could be like a go-getter here and be like, oh my God, this is like, oh, and like I give you the information and you soak it up and you're like, whoa, like I stopped initiating and things started to come to me. Whoa, I stopped the hustle. I understand my life purpose because it gives you your life purpose. Like, you know what? I'm going to shift gears right now because I don't know how long I got. And I know that I got a story and I got a message and I want to live my truth. And there are people waiting for me right now that if I don't speak my truth, the reality is they may not survive. That's how important our truth is, our voice and our wisdom, to be able to broadcast it and then ignite other people's fires and passions and truth so they can survive. So everybody can find the community where they feel like they belong. So it doesn't stay inside of their heart and their soul. Like for my mom, it did. She's thinking that she was all alone. Okay. And the right message at the right time, you being your truth is you being in the light, right? You speaking your truth is you having the power. Does that resonate? How important like our truth is? Did you want to say something, Wally, by the way?
Yeah, I just want to say I agree with Jennifer. For those who are new to these concepts, I think there needs to be a master class just on understanding the basics of that. For someone like me, I get it. I've experienced it. But I can understand how this can be an alien concept to folks just to embrace what you're teaching right now. But funny thing, I was just working on my book and then the thing popped up on my screen. So pretty ironic. No coincidences.
Right. No, and you read our mind because we've been behind the scenes talking about that because of the feedback from people, like going deeper with like your specific design and how fun that would be. So we've been talking a lot about that, like as a next. So.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
The reason why I've been able to attract my dream relationship, living on the beach, family, 0 fights in 3 years, you guys. It's because I did the book. It's because I understood my superpower in human design and learned to experiment being myself.
Okay. Well, I got to jump. I have a 2 o'clock, but I'll follow up with you.
Yeah, love you. Masterclass coming your way. Thank you for being here.
Mm-hmm.
Was that useful?
So
oh, go ahead, Desiree. What's up?
oh, yes. Okay. I would love to hear a little more about your transformation of your brand and when you incorporated human design and Gene Keys. Like, what was your brand? How did it, like, what were like the things that I guess manifested that transformed when you started branding yourself according to your human design?
First book, 7 years, Awakening Love Through Psychedelic Integration. Okay, like I was the person that used to say no to, I love that you said that, thank you. Because I'm like, I just want to get everything done. I was the person that used to say no to drugs until I learned that there are healing modalities, right? I was the person that was like, oh, you know what? You stick to your drugs. I'm just going to have my alcohol, right? And then when I said yes, like my sister bought it as a gift for me in 2015, an ayahuasca ceremony, it started to transform my life so fast. Because I was, had a terrible relationship with my mom our whole life. So I had a lot of layers. And I looked for plastic surgery because I hated the way that I looked in the mirror. Because it resembled the abuser. And then since she passed, the layers started to come out because of the question that I asked, right? Which at the time felt like it was the worst thing, but then transformation started happening so fast and I started saying yes to life because I started questioning the voice that was in my head. Is this really mine? Wait, I don't want to be angry. Wait, I want to be peaceful. Oh, this isn't me. And the more I wrote, the more the dots began to connect. This is how I can speak clearly. And English is a third language for me. You guys, I had every excuse in the book to say not to write. like English is a third language. I failed my English classes. I'm from Russia, from Kazakhstan, moved to Israel. But when God, I don't know what you refer to it, source, has a book on your heart, it's much bigger than a book. Do you guys see that, like, through the process of refinement, I have become a better version of myself to be able to attract the dream. I have 8 books now, a bunch of channeled courses. Like, manifestation is real, but you got to become the person that you want to attract. You got to become the person that you want your clients to be. Right? You got to play bigger. So that's the story in a snapshot. Oh, so a lot of other cool things have opened up from the writing, like 3 years into the writing, channeling abilities. A few years later, the ability to flow in one take to any melody. Like, we don't know what gifts are available to us until we say yes to the thing that sparks us, like a book, or maybe like letting everything go and going into suitcases, because that's what your heart says. Like, until we say yes, we don't know that there's next gifts that are available, right? Like, until we say yes to running an experience, living by design, or doing the book, or whatever's on your heart. Do you guys see like that? It's like important to say next to the next thing, because your gifts are waiting to be unleashed through you.
We have 2 comments. Matthew said it does feel quite complicated. And then Jordan asked, how do we use our human design to create a brand? I am brand new to human design and starting my, I almost read that as empireship, entrepreneurship.
I love that.
Stepping into becoming, an entrepreneur and building her business.
Cool. So a couple things. Really cool, easy book available right now to understand it, as well as I'm here, Jessica is here, and we're gonna create whatever is needed for us to be able to explain it with ease. I also have a course. So when we talk after this call, I have a course that you can take. And understanding brand is first required for you to understand who you are. It's first required for you to understand who you are, right? Because when you understand who you are in the way that you have come here to deliver the message, your story, your life experiences, using your energy the right way, then you can eloquently describe the process like I described the story to millions. Right? Like, do you catch my drift? So when you're starting, I would start with that brand new, like if you're brand new, I would start with 2 apps I'm going to drop in the Facebook group. And then when we have a conversation, like come in with an idea for the blueprint if you don't have one yet. Come in with questions about your human design so I can guide you, or Jinky, so I can guide you to how to become yourself, how to express your truth in a way that would resonate by design with planetary alignments.
Does that help, Jordan?
Does that help?
Yeah.
And the thing is, when people are passionate about something, like I wish I met me 10 years ago. Like I would have the conversation to see how I can understand things and have the accountability to make things happen faster. Right? Like that's what I would do now that I learned the hard way, because it took me the first book, Understanding Myself, 7 years, 15-hour days, then human design, all these years to decondition, all these relationships that kept triggering patterns, and I was angry and slamming doors thinking that was me.
Mm-hmm.
So the path to becoming who you authentically are is the path to becoming your brand. Is the path to creating a business, because business is just an awakening. Business is just you helping people, communicating to people that here there's part of you that you've healed and transformed, and they can also come if they resonate with the system that you have created. By the system, right? Because if you look at someone's system and it lights you up, chances are you're going to do the things. You guys see like how when you have a system and you can communicate it, a blueprint, then you can give this identity a name, and then you can, when you're on stage, you can be like, I help entrepreneurs become unstoppable millionaires, or I help entrepreneurs become confident, wild, and free. And then obviously, what's the question in someone's mind when they're in the audience? How do you do that? Oh, I'm glad you asked, because I have a 5-step process. I'll give you the 3 steps right now. For 2 more, you're going to have to book a call. And before you do that, you're like, you know why this is important to me? Because for me, my mom died with her story inside of her. I want to give voice to my mom, right? I want to create a lifestyle business, friendly business, where I do less and make more with my truth, sharing people my zone of genius. Who here wants to work less and make more? Like
we're all about that lifestyle.
It's about packaging, becoming who you authentically are, packaging it, and being able to communicate it in an omnipresent way through books, through video. But now you've got leverage, because imagine you're on a stage, you've gone through the process with us, you understand what you're communicating, and then not only do you deliver on the stage, but you're also like, oh yeah, and those of you that can't make a decision today, there's a book on your chair. And the book can be done within 24 hours if that's what your highest self wants.
Yeah, give or take.
Yeah, if that's what your highest self wants, or like a week or 90 days, you know?
Yep. There is a question here. Dee Dee said, I'm looking at my chart, wondering what the numbers mean. It's so complicated. She's talking about, I think, all the transit.
Yeah. So there's, based on birth, there's certain gates that are activated. So imagine like, okay, we're energy moving through time space. Like, everybody close your eyes for a second. Energy moving through time space, right? The famous saying, energy, vibration, frequencies, everything, right? So imagine that you are an energy. So you as an energy at one point have decided to come to Earth to have a physical body, and that's your birth, the very precise moment, right? And that moment, as well as the 9 months before that, is deciphered with these 8 different studies that I mentioned, and gives you a translation in words of what activations make you who you are. So these activations are the gates and the channels. And obviously we can go into this deeper when we have a conversation, if this really lights you up. As every day, as planets are moving, there's certain activations happening because of the planetary alignment. And this is why sometimes you feel like you're up, you're go, 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 because you have access to something that day that's part of who you are. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. And of course, it's a lot more complicated than me like explaining it easy. But when you, for example, come on a journey with myself and Jessica to really hone in and really be accountable for removing the layers, and you start looking at this, you're going to quantum leap faster.
It's fast track, Dee Dee. I had books made before I met Dash. I had books made over in England, in London, for my kids, for everybody, of like, this is a whole book on me, like the light, passion, and you know, and I looked at it, I'm like, oh my God, like what? I don't understand. The same thing. I saw everything. I'm like, because I'm by myself with this, and I'm like, I don't know how to read it. I do not know how to read it. So then I got the big bad books, the Gene Keys books, and all the big books. When do I have time to sit down and like try to explore Venus and Mars and whatever? So like I said, what a gift. It's been such a gift, because she's been helping me even just unlock so much fast.
Woo! So, who here likes to go fast?
Yeah.
Say fast in the chat. Say fast out loud. Like,
yes. It's more important you understand, like, I'm a 5/1 manifesting generator. Makes total sense. So that you understand your authority, like start there, and then the little triangles before you go to all the gates and all the things.
Yes, fast.
Even that will be mind bending for you.
Yes. So first, like how your energy is, which is your type, how it comes out, like how your aura, like your energy, how it comes out of your body. That's the first thing. A projector, manifesting generator, or reflector. 6-2, sacral generator. Yes. So when you hit 50, you're going to be like cream de la crop of people. Everybody's going to look up to you like they do to Tony Robbins. And the thing about generators is that you do one thing and you do one thing well, but it takes you time to make decisions.
Yeah, we've got a 6-2 generator and a 6-2 projector.
So then this is the aura. This is your energy type. And then your strategy and authority is how you make decisions. That's the first step. So then we got a 6-2, a 3-5 generator. Okay, so 6-2 means that you are, the 6 is the way that you see yourself. And that's you sitting on top of the house. And you can see there's 6 levels. And you're sitting on top of the house and you can see what's going on. The way that other people see you is the wise sage. And the older you get, the more you're going to tune into that. And then 2 is the hermit, the one that needs time alone to really hone in the gifts. 6-2 projector. Woo, projectors in the house. Oh my God, we have so many projectors.
I was going to say, this is crazy. Where's the manifesting generator? Okay, Mahala, where are you? I'm a 5-1 manifesting generator, so we're similar.
Yes. So
I just got the
the
Manny.
generators, like I said, 6'2", 6'2". Okay. The
Look at the
projector.
generators. That's
We
unusual.
are here to
Wow.
guide. We're masters of systems, but we have to be invited in order to guide superpowers. I know very well how to be a projector. I'm a 2/4 projector, and I am here to help every projector take as many breaks as possible and set up systems that do the work for you, and team up after you understand your story and what you're here to broadcast. Team up with manifesting generators, projectors. That's the 5th step of the story to millions. So after we create a vision and a blueprint and a book, or for you to communicate your story, then we get into systems, and then we get into partnerships. Because
that's us.
when you're
So
like
good.
trying to figure this out, like, no, we're not meant to do this by ourselves. Energies are like different pieces of a puzzle. We're one quantum heart. Okay, like, and when you plug in your own piece and your own superpowers and genius and communicate it together with the others that need it, explosion.
Yes, Jennifer, it's in the Facebook group. There's a free chart. Yeah, you got it. Okay. And it will pull it up, and then at the top it will say that your 2 lines, and then if you're a projector, generator, manifesting generator, or generator. Generator is unusual, isn't it? Like it's low.
Generator is
generator's like Mani-Gen, never mind. Projector.
It's like Mani-Gen, yeah. Mani-Gen and generator are over 70% of the population.
That's right.
Projectors, the guides, the systems, are 20% of the population. Manifestors are about 9% of the population, the only initiators. And then reflectors is like less than 1.
Oh, reflectors is what I was thinking of. That's what I was thinking of. We don't have any here.
5-1 generator. Mahala, what's up? How come I don't see your video?
Yes, and
Mahala,
and it's a 5-1. It's the same as mine.
Yes. So 5 is the way you see yourself. You want to transform many lives, many people, go on a lot of different adventures. That's the way that you see yourself. And then other people see you as the experimenter. So the 5 is a liberator. The 5 is like a double projector. Like people see you the way that they want to see you. And sometimes it impacts you, people who are 5, thinking that this is you because it feels so heavy in your body. But that's just the 5. It's almost like a double projection. Cool.
Elevated on Purpose has a question for you.
Elevated
Can you read it, or do you want to read it?
What do you know about 3-5? Yes. So the way that you see yourself is a 3, is the investigator. You're always investigating everything and getting down to it to make sure you have all the facts. And then 5, other people see you as the liberator, the one that can save the day. So you get to figure out how you want to save the day and who you want to save the day for. That's your main thing.
She said she's been told it's the most difficult, and she's curious why you think, if you think anything about that. She wants a more positive. She wants a positive look on her lines. The 5 is a great line. I know that. And the 3 too. They're both great. It's just being in alignment.
It's just you. Yeah. I would say it's about alignment. You aligning to your truth and being who you are. The more you understand yourself through these different tools, the more you can be yourself. Run an experiment as yourself. I don't think anything is easier or harder. It's just information at the right time with the right accountability leads to transformation. Because we are here to change, right? We're here to really change and shift and move into a new state. If the old state didn't serve, and I'm guessing some of you are here because you want to learn something new, right? Like you want to learn about yourself, how to make it easy. If you want it easier, experiment. If these tools you're magnetized to, this is why we're here. This is our superpower.
Life is so good. Yes.
Cool. Can we keep going? Is that good? Everybody got some water? Or should we shake it up real quick? I want to shake it up. I wish we had like more like, where's the DJ? I know.
Where's Anthony? Is he in the house? Come on, Anthony.
He's taking pictures. But let's shake it up. Let's shake it up. Like, let that energy in. Is this good? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Cool. Everybody's cool if we keep going. Anybody need a break? Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2. Action. Oh, how do I get back into? Okay. Cool. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Yes, cool.
Mhm.
So then this is cool, right? Once you see this, and this is also in the book, once you see this, obviously a lot harder to figure out on your own because I've been at it for over 5 years. Once you see this, you can really understand yourself, your inward experience, outward experience. Yes? Once you see this, like for yourself, when we have a conversation, you can understand your genius. And sometimes it's like, aha, oh my God, yes, duh. My leadership passion, look at me. I'm a freaking fire burning on the dance floor.
With a disco ball.
How to attract, yeah, like all these different things, like they make sense. And then it's like, whoa, yeah, that's my superpower. Like my branding, like the way that I find fulfillment is through service, is through being the nurturer, to understand that like through the process, I'm nurturing. I'm like the mama bear through people's understanding of themselves through the different tools that I've discovered. And the way for me to really make sure that I'm in alignment is to weave in the passion. Cool?
Mm-hmm.
So what is your book and business really about? Let's say it together. You shifting your identity and helping another person shift theirs. Becoming. Right? Because once you learn to communicate that as a result of your blueprint, your book, your soul's truth, a person can become a limitless and free warrior and $1,000,000 happy CEO brand, right? Like a warrior without limits. Then what people are buying is the end result, the identity. And this is why the blueprint's so amazing. And if you create a book, it just gives you this power to be able to say, hey, here, look, I'm here to help you become this person, right? Shift your identity into another one. And then I love this example, mindset versus identity. How many of you guys like, okay, if think that when you spray a flower, sorry, that is white with blue spray paint, some of the spray paint was still like, you could still see that it's a white flower, right? Like imagine for a second. But if you put water into the dye of the roses, the flowers, and then the flower has a chance to grow with the blue water dye, you couldn't even tell that it was once white, right? So which one of those is mindset and which one of those is identity? So when you spray that blue color, that's mindset. When you give it blue dye, that's identity. So people say, I got to change my mind. I got to change my mind. I'm doing all these mindset things. But until you shift into a new identity, into becoming, let's say you want to be a millionaire, $1,000,000 goddess, or $1,000,000 leader, passionate, driven leader, or prosperous, wealthy woman, right? Until you shift into that new identity, whatever you do on mindset isn't going to work. So our belief is our conscious or subconscious underlying of what we believe and how we see ourselves in the universe. Then our habits, when we implement habits, and I talk about quantum habits, that's what we do every day to shift, because identity is the way we see ourselves and the way other people see us being in alignment. So when you shift that identity, that's going to drive your actions. Do you guys see how this process really helps you understand how to shift identity? Because what we really want to do is help other people shift their identities. So as a byproduct, when we help others, whose face do we see when we look into someone else's eyes? Right? We help ourselves. So step one, as we talked about, you got to create a clear vision. at the Story2Millions, when we do this together, we help you understand your why by design. So we create a clear vision with the higher self identity, with human design gene keys, and understanding your why you want your dream business, why now, why is this important to you, why you want that book, why you want to understand yourself better. Then the second step, we create this blueprint together that helps you see who you help somebody become in the process, from your life's experiences, from your gene keys, from your human design, from all of the pivotal moments in your life. This becomes your system. Then we channel your book from that system. And as you guys probably know, like over 80% of people want to write a book, but less than 1% actually get it published. And chances are it's probably the wrong book because they didn't have the strategy, holistic approach, and a vision to what the book wanted to do in their lives. So from the blueprint, guess what we do? We pull into a beautiful layout, and I have a team to do this literally in moments notice. From the blueprint, we pull it into a book, which I then help you channel the ideas, the memories, to make the point clear. Cool? So why is a book and blueprint so amazing? Because it helps you understand your positioning, how to position yourself as the category king or queen, and how to shift your identity and be able to communicate the results based on your why. Because when the position's clear, right, it's easy to market by sharing your story in a way that helps people get enrolled, right? It's easy to market once you understand your brand and how you're here to show up. And I have all of the different ways for you to show up based on your human design in terms of marketing, right? And then sales, how do you prioritize? And we have automated systems that we can help you implement to get on calls with people within seconds who want to work with you. Let's say through a Facebook ad or through a referral. And the fourth step is how you turn this into a business. So now that you have clarity, right, on who you authentically are, accountability to live by design, we create either high ticket offers or opportunities for getting an investor. This is all based on your vision, your human design keys, and speaking your truth of what you need, right? And learning how to communicate massive, massive, massive value, right? Putting together all your life experiences, the books that you have read, all the time that you spent obsessing and becoming an expert in the things that really made you passionate. Cool. So we're almost finished. Thank you all so much. The 4 levels of value. Who here knows what the last one is? If the first one is implementation, these are the implementers, right? These are the people that clean, nail lady, hair lady, nannies, dry cleaning, right? All these things. And these people get paid around 80,000 max. Yeah, would you agree? Then the unifiers, they are the managers of the implementers, right? So they're making sure that all the implementers actually do their job, like a manager at a building site, right? So they unify. And the cap here is about 200,000, 250. Then the next level of value is communication. And this is where the singers are and the dancers and the authors and the speakers, they're communicating. Who here knows what the last level of value providing is? The highest level of value is imagination. Imagining things into being. Like Steve Jobs, he imagined, right? And then gathered a team around him. So what we're talking about here is learning how to create value from your imagination. Books is value through imagination. Blueprints, same thing. High ticket offers, investment, visions. All of these are things that we tune into, like our inner child, and we pull from inside our soul right? And learn to play, imagine things into being, and then become that. That's how we provide value to people. Does that make sense? And then
Everything you
lastly,
see in your mind, you can hold in your hand, right?
yeah.
Your imagination.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. And always tuning back into it, because
Mhm.
your inner child wants to play. Like, what is Tony Robbins? It's just a big kid jumping and screaming that created a system that you can follow to also become a big kid on a stage and deliver your message, your truth for your people. Right? So, what I learned over the last 15 years is that selling low ticket, meaning just selling books or just selling products that are a few $100s, is not a way to pay the bills. It's hard. So when I picked up that book by Aileen Wilder, right, I realized that I needed a plan to make more money. And she was explaining in one of her challenges how Tesla started with a higher paying car first, the Roadster, right? $130,000 car. And when he had enough money, then he started making lower costing cars to create volume. So why this is important is because you can quantum leap, and from your life experiences, a way for you to communicate your system, taking into account human design, create high ticket offers. And these are offers from the imagination that we have, that when we learn to communicate to people, because every day somebody is waking up with a problem. When we learn to communicate that we have the solution to the problem, and we're passionate about this, and this is our soul's truth, and we can eloquently communicate the value, the benefit of a 10x, 100x of them working with us, that's how we enroll people into high ticket. And there's huge margins, doesn't require ads, doesn't require copywriting, and allows you to serve people at the highest level, because less is more. Like, imagine taking somebody who has been drinking their whole life and presenting an offer to them. It's a 55, 60-year-old, okay? And presenting to them an offer, I will take you on your path to sobriety for a year. That's $100,000 offer. But you got to communicate. How painful has it been? Like, do you want to continue on the same trajectory of unhappiness that you said you have had your entire life? Right? So then you communicated with your human design gene keys. That's how you market, and then you enroll people into their own transformation. But most of the time, people are too scared to sell high ticket. So it's like the demonstration here is like you're walking up into a Rolls Royce, and the guy's trying to sell you a keychain. What? You really came for the car, right? You came for the full transformation. And the guy's like, hey, would you like this little trinket instead?
Turn off.
Do you guys see like why like this is so cool? Like, once you jump on a journey to understand that your skills are so valuable, right? Your story is so valuable, your energy is so valuable, you learn to communicate it. And then you become, right, to be able to help others become. So how valuable are your superpowers really? If you got a piece of paper, I would love for you to answer. How many years did it take you to figure out what you know? How many years did it take you to figure out that that past relationship did not ruin you? Like, how many years did it take you to figure out how to make money doing what you love? How many years did it take you to figure out that perhaps the corporate world is not for you, and now you are breaking free, but maybe you are 2 steps ahead of somebody else who's still struggling, right? How many books did you read? And I read hundreds of books, so I'm obsessed with books. How many courses did you buy? How many conferences did you attend? How many dollars did you spend to acquire the knowledge that you have? And what does it cost for somebody who is looking for the answer you've discovered for not knowing how to do it? Right? Everything is stories. So once we hone in to the truth of what story you're telling yourself now, we can transform that story authentically. Cool? And help you create the conviction and belief around your new identity, higher self, to be able to create a business from your authentic truth. Cool?
Back
So-
on the other slide. Can you
Yeah.
go back a slide?
Mm-hmm.
If you're unwilling to pay, you'll be unable to charge, because that's a mindset. That's the identity part that you need to be able to spend in order to ask people for that. So if you want to be that identity, you need to be able to spend on yourself too, to ask for that. That's important.
It's like to have the courage to invest in yourself, to level up, instead of trying to reinvent the wheel. I know for myself, I fought this for a long time because of fear of not having enough.
Mm-hmm.
And then once I started releasing that, like the more I give to not only level up, the more I give to homeless people, the more I give to people in need, the more my abundance grows.
Mm-hmm.
So then if you have an idea right now how to create a high ticket offer, I want to welcome you to start thinking about offers that are at least $5,000. This is the path to freedom.
And remembering someone's charging $1,000 and there's another person for the same exact thing charging $5,000. So
yes,
the only thing in your way is your identity and your mindset.
yes, and there is no difference between 5 and 10 either.
Mm-hmm.
If you can learn how to communicate the value and then take somebody on a journey, right, of the before and after, A to Z. This is why the blueprint is so helpful, because you can show them who they become in the process of implementing a system. Because system stands for save yourself time, energy, money, and stress, right? How to shift that identity. So this is the most important part, is not the mindset, is shifting that identity, becoming the person, right? Through the transformation of your story, through understanding your superpowers, your genius, the way your energy works. And then remembering every day that somebody is born with the exact problem that who you are, your story, your blueprint, your book, your offer solves for them. Right? So this is the number one reason why most people don't succeed in selling high ticket, is because they don't create the identity shift in their bodies. So to wrap it up, it all begins with having a clear vision. And this is what a strategy is. This is what a strategy session is. Like, without having a clear vision, you are just going without a destination and a reason for the destination. We got to figure out why. We got to figure out what your identity is, what drives you, what keeps you up in the middle of the night in order to start this whole process. All begins with the vision, right? The vision. And then when you understand that it's an identity, that your slice of truth that you're selling is actually a system, because you're a system of transformation. That's when the game really begins to change for you. And while you are learning how to be yourself, how to catch your fire, because this is what we're doing, is transferring energy, transferring feeling, you could be earning while you're learning how to do that. So what is more valuable, time or money? Because people spend more of that which they value less. So people who focus on paying for speed get rich. Everybody say get rich, drop it in the chat. And people who focus on the payout, they prefer to spend time, they stay broke. It took me a long time to learn that. So hopefully you all are like soaking this in. So you get to decide. You want to position yourself as the authority with your blueprint, with your book, Powered by Human Design Gene Keys, and then go through the process of creating that soul line business, right? The marketing and the sales. And this is what we have put together for you. We're here to help you with the vision creation for the next level identity, create that blueprint from that new identity, to channel that book, to help you position yourself as the expert, to help you solidify and make this book amazing so we can publish it on Amazon together. We've got a team for that. We're here to help you create that business plan. We can replicate funnels for you. We're here to help you with the branding expert 5-time over multimillionaire, to help with the social media plan of how you come out to the world with your soul on fire, the photography that's needed, the sales page, and you get access to all of the books that I mentioned, and the 7F manifesting. And only for today, very small investment of getting on a call to discover if we are the right fit for you for your next step in understanding yourself and your truth. And if you are the right fit for us too, because we want to make sure that we are working, collaborating with our souls on fire. So
And this
today
call,
only. Yep.
Yeah, this call would be the Success Codex. You're going to help dial in all the things that you want for that blueprint. And then if you want to decide to go deeper, like I said, everything else on the other page is something
Yes,
you do.
actually, I had this idea today. Oh, everything you're gonna get access right away to my Write Your Book Without Writing course, and the book that goes together with it, the 7F manifesting, as well as the high ticket offer. And you're gonna get access to it right away. We're not gonna keep talking about high ticket offers, but of course we have a lot more explanation on high ticket and how to do that. But I think that was enough for everybody today. Actually, I had this download today for all you. I'm gonna actually not only do all your charts, the Success Codex, the human design. Also, before our strategy session, I'm gonna record everything with my voice about you. So you will have this recording. You'll have the human design. You'll have the Jinkies. You'll have the Success Codex, blueprint, plus recording before you show up to our strategy call.
And watch out, you might even have a song. She sent me a song the other day that was channeled about us. As I woke up and I was like, oh my gosh, so good.
I'm obsessed with AI and systems and making things just pop. So all things AI, automations, systems are my specialties.
Yeah, on the other side of that, I'm the creative
Cool.
pop.
Who's got questions? Do you want to drop the link, Dr. Jessica, in the chat?
Sure.
Who's got questions, comments, concerns, downloads? Praise for Dasha and Jessica for showing up.
We've been so excited. So many of you saw on social media. I mean, we've just been so excited, like since we met. I mean, it's been this we've just been having so much fun, and there's so much we want to do and play with just coming together. But for us, it is all about speed. I mean, it really is a decision and deciding, do you want to keep staying where you are, or do you want to step into that next identity and move? And that's where the quantum leaps come from, for sure. At least I have found in my life as I'm living my chapter. Next year, 2025 is a blank chapter. Where are you going to go? What do you want to do with it? What story are you going to write?
I know. I'm like, what will your story be for 2025? Because literally your system, your business plan, your book, your human design, all that information can be dialed in before the New Year's.
Yes, I'm going to drop the link in the Facebook group, as well as Anthony. Are you back there that you can drop that in? Because I'm on Zoom and I can't get over to my Facebook. Does anybody have any questions?
Does anybody have questions about my channeling abilities? Does anybody have an idea for their book or their blueprint?
At all? There's nothing off the table.
Oh, I was going to say, this was so much fun. I love the energy that you brought today. It was so fun. And just like Jessica said about with human design, it can be so overwhelming and confusing. And I lose myself when I'm reading my playbook too. I'm so I really enjoyed it so incredibly much. And I love the little picture graph that you gave of Gene Keys. That was so good. Gene Keys to me is way more confusing than human design.
How much of a geek I am? I go to events and I literally bring my printouts, and I'm just okay, who here is magnetized to this? And I'm
that is
from scratch.
Whoa.
My obsession is real.
That is so amazing. And I was wondering, For you, what was your first channeling experience? Was it the ayahuasca ceremony?
3 years into the writing.
Oh, okay.
I got a
Was it
lot
like
of downloads. Yeah. So the writing, the book was pulling me, right? So it kept sucking me back in. Some days I woke up after hanging out and I didn't know who wrote those words. So the fact that I feel like I am giving a voice to my mom. So I don't know if it was her who was getting channeled through me, but I know that I am 100% authentic and truthful because I had editors in the past that told me to take out the psychedelic experiences. They told me to take out the sexual experiences. And then I couldn't sleep at night because I realized that if I am going to be speaking to people to be authentic and be who they are, then I have to be 100% authentic and real about the path that got me to where I'm at without any sugarcoating. And that's okay if it's going to turn some people off, but my real people will be like, oh my God, you gave me permission to share my whole truth. You gave me permission to step up and share my sexual experiences, even though I come from a Mormon background or whatever. You gave me permission to be all different parts of myself and meditate one day and then go crazy, wild, dance, go naked, whatever, like the next day, without limitations putting me in a box. You know, like if I can inspire somebody to step outside the box and see how beautiful the world is, although it's uncomfortable when you're stepping, that like people are waiting for that. Like people are waiting for your weird, people are waiting for your playful, people are waiting for however you want to dress and be like, I'm a freaking business coach and like you're wearing lingerie. People are waiting for that. Like, like nobody needs another one of anything. They just need you. And there's a weird for everybody. Like, like, do you guys resonate? Like, there is that weird, like, when you start showing up, there's people whose fire you just lit by just being who you are. Like, and you can change tomorrow. That's fine too, or in 30 minutes. Yeah, that's cool. Like, love that. And the truth is, like, I wish somebody like 5 years ago, like, communicated to me that, like, whoa, like, let me help you pull you out of the story. Let me help you get you out of the hustle. Let me help you see how your energy works so you can rock out and be yourself and attract your dream and start thinking that it's outside yourself because it's all inside of you. Cool.
Love it. You good, Des?
So awesome. Yes. So good. So good.
So what do we need? We need a link, right? I know we're on fire. We don't even know where the link is.
I know. I can't. I was like, is Anthony back there? I'm on Zoom. I can't get to my Facebook group here, but I can put it in the Facebook group. I can't get it off of my phone here to put it.
Okay. How do you want me to do that? So by the way, like, okay.
Since you're a ninja with tech.
Carrie, go ahead. Go ahead. And thank you for being here.
Yeah, absolutely. So kind of funny story, a little bit to share is that so my husband did one of your master classes before earlier this year, loved it, has been in that process with it. We've been on this real transformative journey in this last year, really last 5 years, but in particular this year. And I wasn't as much like, I'm like, nah, don't have a book in me. Like, you should do that. Like, I had referred him over. I was like, you should check out Dasha because I'd done some of your human design stuff. And anyway, he loved it. I started channeling a book like earlier like last week. It just started like writing it with ChatGPT, like through a series of questions. And it just kind of took on this life of its own. And he was like, you need to reach out to Dasha. You need to connect with Dasha. She's amazing I was like, I will, and then your email showed up and your text showed up. It was like Masterclass. Da, da. So that's why, like, I'm on here today, and I'm so glad that I am. So thank you for all of the wisdom, the information. Love it. And my question though was, have you worked with say like couples specifically, like even though like we each have our own stories, identities, obviously all of that, but we have been married 33 years. We have raised a family of 4, now we're grandparents, and a lot of our messaging and our story is really around healing and restoration within families. an individual level, but also collectively. And yeah, so I was just curious around like what that might look like for working with you on that.
But first of all, give her a hand. Give her a hand for sharing and being here. And what's your husband's name, Carrie?
John
Fields. Oh, yes, I remember him. He loved it. Okay, so the thing is, it's important to remember that we each have a story from our own perspective. Like Barack Obama and Michelle have two different stories. So Michelle was like, da 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 da, and Barack was like, that's not how it went. And she went, that is my story. Because we can live in the same household, my sister and I, but we can have two totally different views and reality and experiences.
For sure.
So to honor that truth, and at the same time, even if it's similar, the people who you are magnetizing are specific for you. Like, I could never help them transform. Because have you guys ever heard that quote, our sheep flock to our voice? Like once we speak up the truth and we share, people start coming and saying, oh my God, you sharing that like made me cry. Oh my God, like you writing that book changed my life. Like I've had people message me from hospitals that they were like, whoa, like I shifted my mindset in the hospital in the worst situation. I've never picked up a book before. Like, so it's like when I work with both of you, it's like I have to approach each one of you as a whole and complete and go through the process and however long it takes. Because maybe one of you will be fast and one of you may be short.
Yeah, for sure.
I love ChatGPT too. It's great. It's great for, I feel like the editing like situation, like when you like tune into showing it how you want your voice to be, but to pull out the steps, sometimes it's deeper than surface level why.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what I help with. And then like how to create a strategy like for the system before, because a book is part of your system to reach more people, to impact the correct people who need your truth. A blueprint is part of a system. Like human design is a system that helps you understand yourself. So like having a cohesive plan, I would say is the cream de la crop, because I spend like a lot of wheels and just publishing things and then like seeing no sales, no results because I didn't have a plan.
Yeah, no, and that absolutely makes sense. And we are very different, obviously, like and different stories. And he's a splenic projector, if I went like, and just obviously like we think things differently. We've experienced different things. And like you say, like stories and strengths and gifts and all of that. So for sure, it's, doing that individual journey and process. But I guess I was wondering too, like, because we're in the process of wanting to develop something eventually that is through both of us, where we are in the plant medicine space, we're in the integration coaching space as well, and so there are things that we do want to do on a joint level. So that would be more like kind of blending. So I understand like making our individual pieces for ourselves, and then like that piece of like how do they fit together.
So this is a good question. I love that. The vision can begin with a big vision together, right? And then big vision is the sum of its collective parts. So when we talk big, maybe both of you can show up to the call. Like we're talking about what lights both of you up in another now moment that feels so amazing, because both of you can be on that stage. Both of you can be facilitating that retreat, right? Like what lights you both up, we bring that into the physical, right? And then we work backwards. Because I bet there's a moment that you're like, whoa, like if I am on the MAPS stage with my book and he's up with his book and we're just like, we brought in the drums and we're just like, we are here, soul family. If you can both feel how lit that moment would be, then we can put that on the vision and then put dates around it and work backwards.
Awesome. Amazing. Yeah, that makes sense. I guess I was kind of wondering going this way, or you're saying kind of coming out some of the parts. Yeah. Beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah, big vision first, because we're here to think big, take up more space. Like, I don't want you to just write, like, you can write a book just one person to read it, but what if 50, 100, 1,000 people had access, thousands of people had access to it? It would change a lot more lives. Like if there's a chiropractor across the street, but the chiropractor does not say like, hey, I'm here, or market himself, or like have a vision, then nobody knows that across the street is actually their salvation, right?
Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
I love your vision. Yay. Thank you for thinking big. Like, that's amazing. It just helps you like solidify the idea and be able to communicate it clearly, to like know like, okay, where does my story fit into this that can strengthen the points I'm here to make? You know, to make sure that nobody has to go through the same thing I went through, to make sure that whoever is going through it knows that I'm here, right? There are answers. We are it. We're the lighthouses. Like,
use the books as a bridge. I mean, for your business ideas that you have, I mean, you can do so much. That's I'm business obsessed and with idea generation and all kinds of fun things.
Yeah. So when we're getting on a discovery together, not only are you going to already receive all your stuff, so you'll be able to review, you're also going to get both of us to look at your view at like from the multi-dimensional perspective of the person you need to become and step into to embody this big vision. And then what are the steps to take backwards and what level of accountability you need. Because you can walk away and be like, oh my God, I know everything I need to do for the next 90 days, 6 months to rock this out, or even 30 days to rock this out. Okay, thank you guys, I'm running. Or, oh my God, now I'm clear. Like, I need accountability. I need to make things happen. Because there's no other way. Like, we don't know how much longer we have, right? We don't. And all we know is that there's a power inside of us. The power of our story, the power of our life's experiences, the power of our energy, the power of the wisdom, the power of the things that we have gone through that could help save somebody's life. And if we don't step up, they may commit suicide because they don't have the answers. It may eat them alive, like my mom, like, because they don't understand that it's okay, or that there's a community, or that there is a solution, right? Because you all know like how fulfilling it is to see tears on someone else's face because you help them transform their life. Like anybody, like, are you guys hearing this? Like, there is no greater level of fulfillment than to know that you are making a difference and you're getting paid and you're causing a massive transformation, a massive movement everywhere that you go, because you're moving the energy. You are the sound of freedom. At least it's important to me. Yes, elevated on purpose. What's up? Thank you for being here. I'll hear unmuting you. What's up?
Yay, Dasha, love goddess, and so beautiful to meet you, Dr. Jessica. This is so much fun. I've been on fire for this. I have been seeing and experiencing some of Dasha's work, and I just started reading your book, The Girl with the Buddha Tattoo. It's profound, and it's such an honor that you are exuding all this wisdom and doing this now. I know that recently was the anniversary of your mom's passing, so you are just so outstanding, and it's so deeply inspiring to me. And I have oh yeah, I'm, by the way, so glad you're mentioning human design and gene keys, because it really is just it's just one of those things that I'm not the deepest into, but even knowing what I've known, it's been a radical help. So thank you for weaving all of that in. And I have met no one else that does something like this, and it's profound. And so as far as having your book done, which I do not yet, so I'm really excited that I'll be starting this journey soon. How do you go about marketing this, especially if it's with a story that has a lot of depth to it, a lot of transformational energy, and just like darker subjects as well, and something that's really not on the surface and much light shined on in our society today? How would you go about doing that alongside sharing your stories? And what's worked for you so far regarding marketing is what I'm curious about.
Cool. So first of all, I want to honor you and thank you. Like, give her a hand. Thank you for being here, speaking your truth.
Thank you.
there, remember how I mentioned that there's, first of all, like when we get on a discovery, there's multiple ways to why people write books or a big book is on your heart. One is to experience transformation through the writing process. It's big, it's massive. This is what happened for me. This is how I went from anger to abundance, like throughout all these years. And with an accountability coach, you can just do that faster. That's one way. Another way is for business, is a direct book, how to, and the story is just a few pages. But the story gives you credibility because you say, I've been there and now I'm here and now I'm gonna guide you through the process. But that doesn't necessarily go deep into every single one of the stories, like a book that you use to transform yourself to be able to get clarity. And then there's a third option, the combination of the both. Finding a way, like, and the most important part, and this is what I wish somebody drilled into me, is that you gotta create the vision first. Like, what does the book want to do? Does the book want to get me on the stage? Where are my people? Is it a mental health convention? Okay, when is that convention? Do I want to strengthen my impact when it comes to those keywords? And then putting that together with the human design. Like, is this what I'm passionate about? Right? So then it's like, Dasha, Jessica, I want to be on that stage with my message clear, because this is important to me, in 90 days. Let's go. When the vision is clear, it's like, oh my God, all right, now we can work backwards to get you on that stage with your message clear, with or without your book. It's really up to you if you choose to publish it. But you will be able to convey your message and what it wants to do. Does it want to enroll people into their transformation? Does it want to eloquently position you as the person they can walk this with through the fire? Because it does get hard, right? If it was easy, everybody would do it. So when you work backwards by creating that vision first, right? And then getting clarity on the vision and tuning into that feeling and why it's important to you and why those people in the audience, if you don't speak your truth, deliver your system, see how you are the one that can serve them, right? When you let that fire be ignited inside of you to help you be that in another now moment, like you're already on that stage, your book is done, you're already clear, you're speaking, people are crying. You can feel that in your soul, in your bones, that you're at the right place doing the right thing because you are speaking your soul into existence. You're speaking your truth. Being the lighthouse, you're in the light when you're on the stage. With that passion, with that drive, we can work backwards and help you create any miracles.
It's beautiful. Thank you. That makes it a bit clearer on which one. Probably the first one, because I have a plan already of multiple books. You've inspired me so much for that. And the one that was in my heart since a very young age, that's going to be the one where it's the full story. It's the deep, like I plan to be married to the love of my life by then, which will be within a few years here. And that's where everything just goes, because it's that big and long of a transformation throughout a sector of life. But this first one really came through just before this beautiful call today. And I literally, while I was power walking treadmill last night at the gym, I was literally creating the context and the subtitles and all this other stuff. And I see the vision of the Sri Yantra in my mind, because it's going to really interweave devotion and discipline. And it's just, that's so exciting. So it comes through fast, everyone. Once you literally just connecting with Dasha, and I'm sure Dr. Jessica too, is like powerhouse, you two. I could just feel it. It already started to come through with ideas. So blessings. Thank you so much. So inspiring.
Love it.
Yay, thank you. And remember, like quantum leap, like when you get the like book a call, discovery call with us, so you're gonna quantum leap fast. I wish somebody did that for me years ago. Like, this is what we are here to do for people, is like all the pain and struggle that I went through on this discovery path to be able to receive the channeling abilities, right? To be that conduit for you guys, like, is worth 100, 200, 500x. Because clarity is power. Like, when you have a clear vision, knowing why, really understanding why to the depth, because the first 3 layers of why is just you in the head. Like the other day, Dr. Jessica and I discovered that we both have a mom story. And that's what unites us. And that's what drives us. You know?
Mhm.
So remember to say yes and figure it out. Like wherever you are financially, I would pay 100x right now if I could go back. And somebody was like, hey, I am the answer to what you're looking for. Be an action taker. Have the courage. So we want action takers. We want movers, shakers. We want
Energy.
somebody who's energy, like movement, like saying yes and figuring it out, because God will give you ways of manifesting whatever you desire when you say yes and you lean into the discomfort and you're just like, but you're like, the opening is happening, you know, in psychedelic ceremonies, like you got to go into the darkness. You can't get off the roller coaster ride. This is how change happens. And here, Dr. Jessica and I like hold you by the hand with our 30, almost 40 years of experience from book channeling and branding, business
marketing.
explosion and marketing. Like
Mhm.
that's the first point. All of this by design.
Mhm.
So
good.
yeah.
So
Could you guys feel the channeling abilities whenever questions come up? Can you kind of see that? Yeah.
It's magic. I love it so much.
What are any like internal beliefs that, like, does anybody feel like, oh, maybe that happened, that helped somebody else? Like I have a bunch of testimonials I can play. Maybe like that happened for somebody else, like the guy who got 100K in investment in a couple weeks just by doing a vision board or human design. Like it's not an anomaly, right? Like when you're working with people, like it's not oh, that happened for him, it's not going to happen for me. It's going to happen for you if your body is lit up.
Oh, it's power and proximity all day, every day. Yes. Put yourself in the room, plug in and stay elevated, like raise your frequency, and yeah, the game changes.
Yeah.
For sure.
I had a girl that came to me a couple of years back, living in a trailer, you guys, like in a trailer, but she had this big fire and big vision, and we figured it out. And within 8 months, you guys, she was making $300,000 in her soul line business. And then just a little over a year after that, she got a property, 41 acres on a lake in her name, because her vision was so big. She was lit up. She was doing it by design. She still does the quantum habits. And she's like, whoa, Dasha, like I am never going to change like the fact that I got to have a big vision and I got to keep going for it. And I got to be in spirit. I got to be inspired and I got to be accountable. And I got to do these reps every single day, like to push myself toward my purpose, right? To be in alignment with who I am.
Yeah. Love it. Love it.
Any questions, comments?
Did anyone have any questions we didn't answer? I did let those of you in the Facebook group in that were not in. Everybody is in there. Where did I see a question somewhere?
Anybody have like struggle? Are you struggling? Like, what are you struggling with? Like, this is your stage if you need us, because you got to lean in to rock out. Anybody's got a vision board dialed in?
Yes.
Yeah.
A bunch of people here have vision boards.
Cool. So yeah, so as soon as you say yes, as soon as you plug in, we're gonna send you all that information on how to create this rockstar vision board with everything we just talked about. Woo woo. And what are the next steps? And then when you show up to the discovery, you're already gonna have your success codex, human design, dinkies recorded. What?
All the things. Hashtag all of the things.
Yeah.
For sure. For sure. All right. No questions. We appreciate you all for being here for 2 hours. That was awesome. That went by so fast. I love it. I'm so excited you all came. Thank you so much. Dasha, you're amazing. Rocked the house, per usual. So fun.
I love you. And you guys, the only way to magnetize a divine relationship like this is by doing the work, right? Is by being yourself. Like you don't get the next gifts that are going to be available to you if you remain playing small. Like, you know, you got to take up more space. This is your moment to go bigger. You know, feel it in your body, feel it in your bones, lean into discomfort, and let's go.
Intuition all the way. Love it. All right. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Until next time.
And everybody, give yourself a pat on the back and a hug for being here and doing this for you. I know time is precious. It's more precious than anything in the world. And have compassion for yourself. And remember that even though it's uncomfortable, you got to take action, the correct action, and love yourself above all. And remember that you're always at the right place at the right time. Meow, meow.
And the replay will be in the Facebook group for 48 hours. You can access it there, and we'll drop the link there as well. All right. Love you all. Thank you. Bye.